419 with Gretchen DeBacker, Matt Killam, and Kevin Mullen.
Welcome into the 419, powered by WGTE and presented by Witro Wealth Management. I'm Kevin Mullen.
Gretchen DeBacker.
Matt Killam.
There's been a growing trend, I think on accident, that we all dress in some coordinated fashion. And we don't actually coordinate it.
I think it was a one-day trend.
No, it's happened a few times.
Oh,
it's happened a
okay.
few times.
So that's a trend.
And Gretchen did not get the memo today.
Sure. It is.
But you look lovely. But I
No
see
one-
I
dress
don't.
for spring.
Right.
Yeah.
No viewer or listener to this show cares what either of you two wear because you wear the same thing every day.
That's fair.
So
Yeah,
as a fashion icon, I don't think either of you
Yeah.
should be commenting,
Yeah. Yep.
right?
That's fair. About fashion or about anything?
I'd like to say anything, but
Okay.
I'm going to stick to fashion at
Okay.
today's date because we do have a talk show to do. So you should be able to comment.
Okay.
We do have
Yeah.
an exciting show ahead.
Yes.
But before we get to our great guests, two of which are already in studio, I hate to bring this up because it's certainly late, but I forgot to talk about it last week. There is yet another kindergarten graduation brawl. And I guess I'm not necessarily disappointed.
Was there a first one?
Mine.
Oh.
Yeah, all my families.
Yeah.
But that, I think not necessarily that happened, which is bad enough, but now that's days of news.
Yeah.
Days of seeing it again and again and people commenting. It's just,
It's
very negative.
This has been my frustration with that industry, right? And part of the reason why I got out of it.
The kindergarten industry?
That's right.
Okay.
No, news is the definition of news.
Sure.
To me,
People behave badly, I get it. But
means that you need this information.
yeah, right.
Not that you want this information, not that this information is voyeuristic and entertaining, but that it's information that you need. And so my question is,
Yeah.
when you share that,
Yes, repeatedly.
what
are you showing?
Who's
Whose
serving?
life are you? Who are you serving by doing that? And
I
the
think
answer
about
is
it all
no
the
one.
time that 20 years ago, 25 years ago, none of us would be conscious that happened.
Mm-hmm.
There would not be a video of it because people don't have, I mean, there may be some grainy film maybe that would be developed a year later, but like people could maybe talk about it with their friends, but it wouldn't become this thing. I mean, to have that on the internet then with those individuals, the whole thing to me is just so negative.
Yeah,
I really don't like it.
Nobody wants their worst moment or their worst day to be captured in perpetuity.
For entertainment.
That's why I was wondering if you wanted to change this sweater.
I have a change. I'm going to come back different.
And again, the show is not about social commentary by
No.
any means. It's about things that we're very proud of. And the show, today's lineup is certainly things of that nature. And by mentioning it here, there might be some hypocrisy that could be called on by mentioning it and talking about not talking about it. But some people behave badly, and that's unfortunate. But hopefully that they will correct that behavior and make some peace with themselves. But to have it at the top of every one of my
story.
news
Right.
feeds is a sign that perhaps we are feeding into the void here.
Which I think is why, I enjoy doing this every day, right? Because what we're trying to do is highlight great people in Toledo that care about the community, that are trying to make it better. And is there, could we do an hour a day of bad news that's happening? Absolutely.
Sure.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
And so we got some great guests on the program today. We're going to be talking with our friends from Earth.
Yes, very excited.
Coffee
Quest
House downtown.
continues. So we're going to talk to Corey and the folks from Earth, one of the places Matt and I both go to a lot, at Toll House to talk about Coffee Quest, which is still ongoing with our friends from Destination Toledo.
And then we've got the folks from La Conexión talking about Nuestros Niños El Futuro, one of their youth programs. We'll come in and talk about what they're doing. They're working with the Community Foundation on making our community a better place. But next, we're going to have some women from W.E.S and I, Inc., which is a widows empowerment group here in Northwest Ohio that admittedly I don't know anything about.
I've had the good fortune of being fairly regular at the IMA meeting, so I know a little bit about it. This is an important thing in many ways, so I'm excited to have them on And it's an important story to tell, and not just about the specific set of people who have lost loved ones, but if nothing else, this is about people coming together as a community to be together and celebrate things. The antithesis of how we started the show.
That's right. I love it.
It's a good segue.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll kick into that conversation here on the 419, powered by WGTE.
Support for the 419 comes from WeTro Wealth Management, where we understand that your financial path is personal. Advisory services are offered through Capital Investment Advisory Services, LLC. Securities offered through Capital Investment Group, Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. More information at WeTroAdvisors.com.
The 419, powered by WGTE, is made possible in part by supporters like you. Thank you.
Welcome back into the 419, powered by WGTE. We talk about it every show. There's incredible people doing incredible things in Northwest Ohio. We're joined by two incredible women that are building a community around, I don't want to say around tragedy, but around loss. We've had this conversation with so many guests that you could just exist, right? You could just take care of yourself. But the reality is these are two women that are going out of their ways to take care of the whole community. We're so pleased to be joined now by Idell Watson and Ramel Burns from W.E.S. Inc. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
If folks aren't familiar, what is W.E.S. Inc. and what does W.E.S. stand for?
WES stands for Widows Empowered, Strengthen, and I. And it's an organization that started to help widows on the onset of the loss of their spouse. Actually, when I lost my husband 12 years ago, I was looking for support that support just widows, and I could not find it. And so out of my need came WES, because it helps me by being connected to other ladies that had already gone through, and it inspired me to not just live my life in total sadness alone, but to get up and work and do something in the community, reconnect with different people. It's just a joy to be able to do this and to be able to connect with other ladies to help them as well. We all go through it differently,
Yes, ma'am.
but that was what I needed at that particular time.
How did you originally, once you decided to start this, how did you find other women? How did you begin the reach out process?
Well, from what I can remember, I just started reaching out to widows that I knew, those that had been widowed a long time or just short period of time. And ironically, I just started out with 12 ladies. And that's how we grew from there. Just 12 ladies came in, we sat down and we talked about what we were going through, how things happened, and kind of like just talked about each other's life and connected with each other in that way. And then out of that communication, they started telling people, and we had a website, and people would go to the website and learn a little bit more about us.
Ramel, how did you find W.E.S. Inc.?
I already knew Idell, so she asked me would I be interested sort of to work with her. And at the time she asked me, it was kind of like, I'm not going to say I'm not an outgoing person, but, so I said, well, I'll let you know. So I did. I
And then she came to your house and dragged you out.
And the thing is, Ramel and I lost our husbands around the same time.
Okay.
Same month and about a week.
Wow.
Let us, of course, even as time passes, it is not inappropriate to give you both condolences in that. These are places in your lives that can't be replaced, even by friends and new friends. But there's a hole there, and I know that neither one of you are, at least to my knowledge, are clinical professions. You don't prescribe to be therapists, but there is healing that can be done in togetherness. And some of it is just blocking time. Everyone has experienced tragedy, right?
Yes.
And I think it is helpful to fill your schedule, even if it is with like insipid things like, for this hour, I'm going to go to the store. Can we talk a little bit about how you block or prescribe or plan this time and also have it be somewhat free-flowing? What do you do together to heal and be communal?
Go ahead. No.
If you let her talk, she's just going to keep going. So get any more you can.
Individually, I'm not a person that, let me go to the mall.
Yeah.
And I think I'll go grocery shopping, which I love ordering and then have it delivered.
100.
Yes.
It's the only. It's
the only way to go.
It's the most modern miracle.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
And so, but like when we get together with the ladies,
Yes.
we've done things where we've gone to the movies,
Yeah.
bowling, at our meetings, we talk, we laugh, we cry.
Yes, ma'am.
The ladies like to play bingo.
Sure.
So we do bingo, and it's more of a camaraderie
That's
where
exactly right.
where we've all been through the loss, but we deal with it differently.
Yes.
Each lady is different with how they're dealing. We had one lady, she had been widowed for over 20-something years, I think.
I'm not sure who you're talking about.
And I can't think of her name right now
Yeah,
either. But we've had ladies, they're different
Yeah.
ages and everything, younger ladies. We've had ladies that are, we call them seasoned.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Message
we
received.
do have one of our members, she turned 90 in January.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And she's still active.
And she's the degenerate bingo gambler.
not
teasing.
really.
That's ideal, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Why did you want this group to be specifically for widows and not for widowers, or both?
I'm glad you asked that. I thought that it would be good for widows because I had been in a group before dealing with some other things, and that group had multiple people, multiple different issues, and when I left out, I felt like I was carrying the weight of some of the people because of my heart. And I really didn't get what I needed some time coming out of those meetings.
Sure.
And I just felt like it was just needed that I couldn't find it in this city.
Yeah.
So
I have
that's
a question.
why.
Obviously, the events are just the backdrop to being together, right? It doesn't matter if you're bowling or it's bingo or playing cards. It's about being together.
Yes.
At the risk of sounding, we're all on the show relatively seasoned. And I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here. Is some of this getting together missing in our youth? Meaning, are we getting together enough? You got together as a result of what I'll describe as loss and tragedy. Are we getting together enough before something terrible has happened? Are we still getting together as a community? Are we still gathering?
Are
Are enough people going to church? It doesn't have to be church, but are we getting together in a way that you think that we should?
I don't think we are today.
I agree.
Days ago, we used to get together quite a bit. We go to each other's house. We have dinner.
That's right.
Not just with family, but we have it with our friends.
Or your block.
And yes, exactly.
right.
Yes, my mom's house was the house
Yeah.
when we were younger.
Yeah.
But yes, you're absolutely right. We don't have that connection like we used to have.
I agree.
And with our organization, though, we are someone. The question I believe was about widowers as well. So we are going to incorporate widowers, and our key is to. I've gotten this vision, right? What I want to do, I'm going to have a workshop eventually for couples, younger couples, to help them to understand the facts of life, to get things in order now before waiting later and ending up having to come with that to us, not understanding, not fully having everything in order,
Sure.
but to help them to be better planners, financially situated,
Sure.
even mentally. You can never be ready for it,
Yes, ma'am. That's right.
Right.
That's well
but
said.
mentally have some type of aspect to know, what do I need to do next?
Yeah.
I was fortunate because my sister stayed behind with me. Do you think I was thinking about if I were going to be able to stay in my home, if I was going to be able to meet the rent, the mortgage,
Sure.
the utilities? No, I wasn't thinking of any of that.
Right.
So that's why I want to be able to help the younger generation to understand.
To prepare.
Don't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking with Adele Watson and Ramel Burns from Wes and I Inc. I'm curious. I've got two questions here that I think might blend into each other. But what is a common misconception that people have about when the time being a widow or losing your husband, and what has been
The time after loss.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like what that people are coming to you and saying things or assuming things that aren't right. And I guess my follow-up to that is then what is the right thing to say?
Well, I don't know how to guide someone with the right thing to say.
Yeah.
But I can say that if you don't know what to say, just give a hug, give some love, a smile. And I'm glad you asked that, because unfortunately, people don't mean any harm when they come to you and say these things. But someone says to me, hey, when are you going to get back out there? I'm like, what do you mean? Get back out there. I'm here. I'm right here. You see me? But they don't mean any harm.
That's right.
Everyone
has experienced loss in their
Yes.
lives to some degree. Gretchen lost her beloved father, who was a big part of her life, and I lost a daughter who, my other children don't listen to this, she was my favorite. But I will tell you that to your question, Kevin, and I think Idell, what you're talking about is I think we think the antithesis of how we started the show. I do think we overthink what to say, right? Are we talking about going to funerals or not? And like, I don't know what to say, as if there was going to be anything that brought your husband back.
Right.
Just say something. Just show up.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Be present.
Be
No one's going to
present.
remember at your husband's funeral. Oh, do you know what Jeff said to me? Or if you
remember that they were there.
if you flub it,
Yeah.
that people will give you grace, right? Or at least should as well. And I
Right.
think the most powerful thing about this, not to keep beating this to death, is just show up, be present, sit with your
Yes.
friend, hug them, have some human connection. If you have a friend who doesn't like to be hugged, just sit near them.
Yes.
open-
Send a card every now and then.
That's right.
Say, do you want to go to lunch?
Yeah.
Or just, I'll walk with you. We don't have to talk.
That's
I'll
exactly.
just
That's
walk
so well
with
said.
you.
That's right. I'll come sit with you.
Yes.
Or be.
What's something that the children, your children, they've also lost their father. So what's a misconception maybe? What's awkward? What is something that you maybe need or a widow would need from their children that you hear from the widows in your group?
Or have learned.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, my children were older, and it was a lot of it, I guess, boils down to the relationship that they had with their father, if they've lost their father, or with their mother, if they've lost their mother.
Sure.
It's about the connection that you had. But now I have a daughter and a son.
Sure.
So
Who's your favorite? It's okay. We can talk about it after the show.
okay. But they took it differently.
Yeah, of course.
The daughter took it one way because technically she was a little bit closer to her dad.
Yeah.
And the son, but they didn't really talk about a lot of things as far as their father dying, because the situation was he had cancer. And when he was diagnosed, he was already in stage 4. And they had given him 6 months. And 6 months was how long he survived. And so it all depends on, where their mind is
Right.
That's
and
right.
what they're dealing, what other things they're dealing with too
right.
can factor in.
I wanna make
I
it-
can say too that most times the children get lost. They're hurting too, but most people are more focused on the wife that's left behind.
Yeah.
Then they need to think about the children as well. They're grieving as well.
I want to make a little bit of an awkward transition to,
Okay.
we are running out of time, about how people can find where you are and about your upcoming event that you have
thank you,
coming on June 13th.
Okay, our website.
Now, why is your son not invited? I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing. Yeah, please tell us about your event.
Okay. Our event can be found on our website, which is widowsempowered.org.
Okay.
Or our email is
Website.
Right. The website was.
Okay.
Widowsempowered.org.
The
Yep.
email is W.E.S, the word and, A-N-D, I, then I-N-C @gmail.com.
You just didn't want anyone
And
to
guess
email
who
you.
created that?
Yeah. So people can find information. You're also on social media pages. You're on Facebook. People can find information about your event. It's a fundraising event for your organization, and it's on June 13th.
Yes, and
Okay.
we are on Facebook.
Okay,
Where
great.
is the June 13th event being held?
The Pinnacle.
Yep, beautiful.
Wonderful.
And you're also affiliated with the Area Office on Aging, so people can get information right on their website as well. I
Yes,
believe.
we
Okay,
are. Thank
great.
you.
Thank you.
As we wrap up, just and I hate to make this quickly, but we'll make it quickly. What's something that you see throughout a day, throughout a year, that makes you smile, that reminds you of your husband?
That is a good question.
That is. I don't know. My sons.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, my sons.
Yeah.
They have made me very proud. And they have listened to him.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can see in each child a different aspect of your husband.
Yeah.
So, it's, now my husband, he was a quiet spirit, so to speak. But
Is your whole house quiet? You're quiet. Must be like going to the library.
But, he was the type of person that he would say something and then he would wait and he said, oh, wait a minute, that was funny.
Yeah.
I love it.
And also, my husband was a police officer. So doing this is very gratifying for me to know that the city is with us
Yep.
making this happen.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
And this is because of him.
Every
Yes.
time
So
you-
delightful
every
His
to
name
meet.
was Wesley, and that's why we have the
Yeah,
organization
I
named
knew it.
WE.S.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That was our
Yes.
guest.
Ms. Watson, Ms. Burns, thank you so
So
much
nice to
for
meet you
joining
both.
us. All right, we'll
Thank
take a break.
you.
When we
Thank
come back,
you.
we'll talk with our friends from La Conexión.
To me, community means connecting to others.
I'm Donnie Miller, and welcome to The Point.
We're a community committed to education. Discover new ideas, dive into exciting subjects, and engage with the world around you.
I would send them personally a T-shirt. Crime doesn't pay in the Old West End. Pass it on. That's how we cleaned up the neighborhood.
Vision loss for people is not the end.
It's a story, it's the next chapter.
WGTE Public Media invites you to Get Out and Play Day.
Monday through Friday, it's the 419 powered by WGTE. With Matt Killam, Gretchen DeBacker, I'm Kevin Mullen.
What can people expect on the show?
It's going to be an hour, a reminder of why this is a great place to live, work, and play.
WGTE, where you come to watch, listen, and learn.
Welcome back into the 419 powered by WGTE. Our friends at the Community Foundation are encouraging us to talk to great organizations doing incredible work across Northwest Ohio. We're joined now by two women from La Conexión. We've got Christina Yeniga. I was like, I'm going to get this right. And Lucia Myers, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, ladies.
If people aren't familiar, what is La Conexión?
So La Conexión is a nonprofit that services the Latino immigrant and refugee and newcomer population in Northwest Ohio. It was founded in 2013.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's a long. That something like that doesn't happen by accident.
No.
So that's wonderful. That I didn't know.
At the risk of asking an ignorant question, so you said immigrant, refugee, and newcomer. I mean, that listing certainly is intentional. I want to give you a minute to explain what that means.
So, for myself, I was a newcomer to Northwest Ohio. I moved here about, I want to say 12 years ago. I migrated from California. I'm born and raised.
Where in California?
San Diego.
Okay.
San Diego, California.
Because you want better weather.
Yes, definitely. I came in the middle of winter because
sure.
I had no idea that it was.
Yeah.
It was so wonderful.
That's how we get
right?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so that would probably be like the newcomer to this area. Refugee, obviously, we know that those are people who are displaced from their countries and are, brought to other places. And then just like a immigrant or the Latinos, it's just the people who migrate over here from Spanish-speaking countries or, countries that are, they don't land in Ohio.
Yeah, sure.
But Ohio is a destination for many people.
May I ask that a little bit deeper? Everyone sort of blanketly refers to the Midwest as a warm place, right? Or welcoming. Is that true? What is Ohio like for people that are coming to us in the three ways that you just described?
So, to be honest,
please.
Northwest Ohio is welcoming. It's just the fact that there are certain barriers for people when they get here, whether it be language, financial, or just even social. Like, what social ties do they have here? Or are they coming on their own, not knowing anybody, and they're just taking that chance? But the majority of people who do come here, that we, our clients, they do have a connection here.
Right.
So it is welcoming. It's just what are they facing when they come here? Who are they coming to? What do they know?
Yes.
That's where organizations like La Conexión comes in. We try to bridge any gaps in services, or even just social connection.
Absolutely.
And so that's where I think that it is a welcoming place. It's warm here,
Yeah. Christina,
not as warm as San Diego, but warm the other way. Yeah.
Christina, what's your connection to the organization and what's your role?
And why have you brought one of the hardest names to pronounce here?
I married into the name,
Okay.
so it's my husband's
There's
fault.
someone else to blame.
Yes.
Wonderful. Yes.
Yeah, it's a Czech last name,
Yeah.
by the way. But I am on the board of La Conexión. The most recent board member, so I'm still the new kid on the block, learning the ropes and whatnot. But I first became involved with La Conexión 10 years ago, close to, not right at its inception, but close to. And I got involved because I was helping community members who had language barriers and trying to help them with things like navigating court systems and things like that. And then I got involved a few years later as an English as a second language or third language, whichever, or fourth language, depending on what people know. So I'm a volunteer adult basic English teacher with La Conexión.
How did you come to this? You don't do something for over a decade without it being something you believe in strongly. What is your day job, and why has this been such a big part of your life?
I live in Pemberville, Ohio, where we have a substantial immigrant and Latino population because of the businesses that we have in town. I would strongly say that Latino immigrants are the backbone of our economy. That's the word I'm looking for, in Pemberville. And it's because of neighbors and friends. You don't live in a town of 1,400 people without knowing everyone.
Sure.
And so...
well, I'll give yourself a little more credit than that, actually. You can live anywhere and not know your neighbors or care about them. So it is a testament to you. At the risk of cheating your humbleness, part of the show and our earlier guests certainly are proprietary in the way that you can live a whole life not knowing or caring about your neighbors, and that isn't the path that either one of you have followed. So I congratulate both of you in that sentiment.
Can you outline some of the programs
Yeah.
that La Conexión has?
Well, I'll start. I'll start.
No, I love that you're putting the brand new board member.
Yes,
like,
yes.
That's right. And say it in Spanish.
It's a quiz.
Yes, right.
I'm conversationally fluent in Spanish, enough that I can get my point across in class, and then I'm like, I tell students, please help me out here.
Sure.
So, but the one that I'm most integrally involved in is the English classes. We offer adult basic English classes in tandem with our Children of the Future program, Nuestros Niños El Futuro, and it's a beautiful program in the sense that adults that are not completely fluent in English can get some basic skills, and their school-age students can get tutoring and help with homework at the same time. They're in the same location.
Same location. That's so smart.
May I ask you how, again, you can move and live a fairly insular life and just take care of your day-to-day? Being an adult is hard enough.
Yes.
How did this start? And talk to me a little bit about your schedule for a week.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh,
So
I was going to be surprised if it wasn't starving.
So my day is never the same each day. I could be in the office on a Monday all day doing, just paperwork, emails.
That sounds terrible.
Updates, social media updates and whatnot. And then on a Tuesday, I could be transporting a client who might need transportation. On a Wednesday, I could be interpreting for somebody who needs help at a doctor's appointment. And then, of course, the menial errands would be on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Friday, I would be preparing for an event. And then on a Saturday, I would be attending any community event that's around, doing a speaking engagement.
Sure.
Sundays, those are the days I try to keep to myself.
That's your day.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
What's a common experience of the community that you serve that you hear a lot that the rest of us don't know anything about? Something that they experience on a regular basis living in our community that there's a lack of understanding on?
Great question.
That is a really good question. And the top thing that comes to my mind is just getting those resources that we take it for granted every day. Say, like, if somebody who comes here, they might call us with like, hey, Lucia, I need to see a doctor, but I have this pain. I don't know really how I would go about doing that. I need help with insurance. So as Christina had given you an overview of our programs, we have four main components that we have, our services, which is our adult capacity. So we would have, if they reach out to us, we would be that first point of contact. We're like a resource hub, and we would be that first point of contact where we would do outreach for this person, which is another part of our programming. And we would set them up with not just setting them up with an appointment if they need that translation or interpretation service. And then if they need the transportation, we would, and if we had a driver available, we would provide them that service of transportation. And then we would go another step of setting them up with a follow-up appointment and making sure that they set up with any services that provide healthcare navigation. That's one thing. We might not be that healthcare navigator, but we will connect you to that service.
If you had a magic wand and had nothing to encumber this, what are two things that you would change immediately about these systems, or what would be provided to people?
That is a really good question.
How about 5 things then? I'm just kidding.
If I could wave that magic wand,
Yeah.
I guess I would really, like with every nonprofit, would be and the need for nonprofits. So our goal is, at the end of the day, is to not have to exist.
Yeah.
So I guess
Well said.
the first thing would be the need for not to have any nonprofit because of whatever services are provided should be provided through local and
Yes.
state and
Yes, ma'am.
national.
Absolutely. Well, you only said one, so
Oh, okay.
you
And then,
want me to let you off the hook?
okay.
I will do it.
No, the second one would be free coffee for everybody.
There you go.
Let me ask you a question.
Get on board with that.
I am frequently admonished by my friends that come into town from other places. Where is the best place to go out to eat, in your opinion, that honors the tradition of the food from your heritage?
Here in Northwest Ohio?
Yep.
Do I have to answer that question?
I knew it.
I knew that was going to be the answer.
All right, what about the worst?
I can answer.
There
I
you
can
go.
answer on behalf of what restaurant a lot of folks in Pemberville are now frequenting.
I'm excited to hear there's a restaurant in Pemberville. Congratulations.
We have 3 restaurants, but we just opened Casa Rio in Pemberville.
That's the winner.
Casa Rio.
So we have got nothing. We're gonna, and that's certainly an answer. I don't want to.
It's a valid point.
Yep.
Okay, I'll admit I will go drive a good 10 to 15 minutes. There is a restaurant called El Jarros in Huasian.
This makes me so sad. You have to drive all the way to Huasian.
I live like in a village with one stoplight, so Huasian's very
Big
metropolitan.
town. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it. Sure.
Let's talk to us a little bit more about Nuestros Niños del Futuro. How do people get involved in that program? Where is that program being delivered? And then talking about the funding of that program. Where does the money come
yes.
to
So
make that happen?
our program is run on our premises, which is in Bowling Green, Wood County. We do service Wood County for the program, but anyone's welcome. We are our program is basically focusing on children's, conversational English. We do help them with their homework, and then from there we do provide physical activities or intellectual games that help stimulate the children's minds. And our funding does come from a diverse group of funding, but we do get grants from the Greater Toledo Community Foundation, and we recently were awarded a grant that was brand new, and we were the first ones offered this grant, and so this grant is going to help us expand our program and open up spaces for more students, more children in our area.
What is the age? Well, pardon me, Kevin. I'm sorry. What are the age?
We do service K through 12.
Okay.
Usually when the children hit about like 15 or 16, it's...
You don't want them anywhere near you.
No. They tend to be more independent, and they phase themselves out, where they would have more other extracurricular activities that they would do. We do take children that are under the age of 5. They would go into what is our more nursery program, but those kids that like graduate or phase out of the program, we've had a couple of them come back and help out and actually volunteer for our programs.
What's the best way to get connected with you? Give me all the channels. The best way to connect.
Yes, our website is laconexion.online. Our Facebook is just La Conexión on Facebook or Instagram.
Okay.
Our phone number is 419-308-2328. And those would be the main channels of communication.
And people should save the date for early October. There's going to be a Latino Heritage Festival event that you all are hosting.
Yes, so on October 9th, actually, we're going to kick off our Latino Heritage event with a community resource and trick-or-treat fair.
Fun.
It's going to be indoors. Because in October we don't.
You never know.
Yes. It's going to be a fun resource fair. Some fun items for the kids. Of course, our community partners would have, the candy, and there might be some fun stuff they might give out to the community.
Why October?
Because October, actually between September and October, is the month of the Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yep.
And so we picked October because that's a good month where it's not really too hot, but it's not too cold.
Right.
I know a lot of Latino countries have their Day of Independence between those months. So we picked October because it is, we don't just service, say, like the Mexican population. We service all the Spanish-speaking Latino.
What's your least favorite Spanish-speaking population? I'm just teasing.
She was going to say it.
We can talk after the show.
No. I was going to say myself because I have a thick accent.
Yeah, well, it's lovely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you both for being here.
For the work you're doing in the community. Thank you for coming on the program. Keep us posted on other great things that you guys have going on. Of course, the Community Foundation, supporting your organization, supporting our work here on WGTE as well. And we're all appreciative for the work that they do to continue building communities. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Earth Coffee House inside Toll House here on the 419.
Support for the 419 comes from WeTro Wealth Management, where we understand that your financial path is personal. Advisory services are offered through Capital Investment Advisory Services, LLC. Securities offered through Capital Investment Group, Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. More information at WeTroAdvisors.com.
Destination Toledo. Whether you're a local or a visitor, Destination Toledo invites you to explore the region and be a tourist in Toledo. Find events, dining, and things to do at visittoledo.org.
WorkSpring. HR issues and employee well-being go hand in hand. WorkSpring supports employers through compliance, training, and wellness because healthy workplaces don't happen by accidents. Learn more at workspring.org.
Toledo Refining Company, a subsidiary of PDF Energy. Toledo Refining Company is a supplier of fuels that keep our region moving. Located in Oregon, Ohio, the refinery processes crude oil into gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and other petroleum products.
And Tarda, celebrating its 55th year of connecting Northwest Ohioans to their community. More information at tarda.com.
Welcome back into the 419, powered by WGTE. We have fun during the commercial break.
Do we?
That's right.
I don't know that I'd say we have fun during the show, but no, I think we have fun during the show as well. So excited to be joined by Corey from Earth Coffee House.
Thank you for having me.
Inside Toll House downtown. I was sharing before the segment started. Obviously, I know, Gretchen, you said in the intro that you and Matt spend a significant amount of time there. I love it. I'm not there as often as you guys are, but legitimately every time I go to order a coffee, Corey knows who I am, and I don't understand why. But it's impressive. I mean, you guys have built an incredible community there. If people aren't familiar with Earth, what is it? Where is Earth?
Yeah, so it's located on North Summit Street, inside Toll House, which is a members club. It's an old factory, so it's been repurposed and turned into this amazing space. Yeah, so
it's where the golf umbrella was invented?
Yeah, I think so.
Manufactured, yeah.
Yeah, manufactured. Yeah, it used to be a golf umbrella factory.
Is it? Yeah, you said, obviously Toll House is a membership place, but you do not need to be a member.
Correct.
To go into Earth.
Right. So the coffee house is public, as well as there's a jazz lounge inside as well. So
every coffee house certainly has a value because it pushes one of the last legal drugs to you. Your words, Gretchen.
Appreciated.
Corey, what makes Earth different?
I think it's our attention to detail.
No, I meant the planet.
Oh, the planet. Well, there's one and only as far as we know. But
As far as we know.
Too much nitrogen in the atmosphere. Your thoughts on that?
Right.
No, there's a vibe there, at the risk of sounding trite, the concept of vibrancy. What sort of sets it apart? What makes it different? Because I do believe there's something different, especially.
I do too, and sometimes I try to pinpoint exactly what it is, and I really can't. But I think intentionally we try to make it a space that feels very comfortable for everybody. We don't want anybody to come in and feel like ostracized or anything out of place. So at least that's my goal every day, is to just make everyone feel welcome when they come through that door and feel like they can just be at peace.
I think that you're the reason, and by large measure, that it does feel that way, because you are very welcoming to everyone. It's a cool place to work, to have meetings. Can you describe a little bit more about the building and the space with the plants and that kind of stuff?
It's 1447 Summit
Street
is my memory of the address.
Yes.
It looks. It's an interesting building from the outside, right? There's
Correct.
a patio being built. So I tee that up to say, when you're thinking about repurposing space, it is adjacent to, or in, I should say, Vistula, our first neighborhood, which is, I think, on the rise in many different metrics. Will be adjacent to the Riverwalk. That park will be open in 2028. But the TPS headquarters is there. The Toledo Spirits, which has been there, at least at Avatar, for 20 years. This is another unique flag there. So I walk in the doors. What do people experience?
People are usually taken back because the outside is very unassuming. So as soon as you come in, there's just a ton of plants everywhere, obviously, and then just beautiful architecture, a lot of original floors, and then a lot of new innovations as well that have been put in place, a lot of local artwork all throughout. It's just an amazing space that you have to experience truly to really enjoy, because there's so many nooks and crannies, and every inch of that place has been utilized towards feeling as a place that you can kind of go off and get work done, essentially.
Is the loading dock how you get Will's head into the building? I don't mean metaphorically in terms of ego.
You mean literally?
I mean like
literally?
His skull is, how does that enter and exit the building? Has it since you opened it?
Honestly,
how do you get him
man,
out?
I don't know if he ever leaves, honestly.
Yeah, probably stuck in there.
Probably.
because of his cranium. Jared, that's not this show. We can talk about that some other time.
Corey, how did you get attached to Earth?
Yeah.
Have you been a barista before?
Yes, I was. I've been doing it for about 6 or 7 years now.
Okay.
I worked at a place.
67 years.
67 years, yeah.
Wow, you look great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the caffeine.
Yeah,
But yeah, I had done that work before. I actually came to Toll House to kind of utilize and work in every space eventually, as a bartender in the kitchen. So I did a little bit of everything first.
Yeah.
And eventually Will was like, I think you really know this coffee stuff. I'm going to let you kind of have your way with it. And
that sounds
sorry.
This is a
children's show. Those cups do taste strange.
I am not the coffee snob that Gretchen is.
Yes.
But
or snob period.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to single it out to just coffee.
Who's the first member of Toll House that ever was made a member?
I think besides Will and Angela, it might have been, it's you,
Yes,
right? Yeah, I was like, wait.
if you did not hear her tee up the answer to yourself.
He's like, wait a minute.
You almost got me on that.
All right, so
with the drinks.
Coffee quiz
Yes.
here.
Yes,
So latte, mocha,
Kevin.
what's the difference? Because
What's
to
the
me, I think
difference?
it's all coffee and milk, right?
It is. I try to explain to people that essentially all coffee is the same. It's just the brewing process or the method to which you're combining things. So, you have a cortado, which is like equal parts espresso and steamed milk. But then if you have a latte, it's just more milk ratio as opposed to equal parts. So each part is a variant of itself. But some things are sweeter, some things are stronger. So I try to always thoroughly explain that.
No, Matt, no.
That should be a new coffee drink.
Is there
theory on lovemaking?
Is there a drink, and maybe it's not on the menu at Earth, but is there a drink that somebody orders that just triggers you?
That triggers me?
That either
Good or bad?
no
Good or
one
bad?
should ever drink this, or it's just so annoying to make.
Yeah, that's a great question.
I do actually have a good.
Because I'm going to order that every time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You can pretend it's not you. Pretend to make up another. My friend
I heard this story
Carl
once.
tells me he hates.
Yeah.
the only one that makes me kind of cringe is people will get a matcha and espresso together. Those are two strong flavors.
Yeah,
that,
I don't understand.
In one drink?
In one drink, yeah. And it turns kind of this murky, green,
Beige.
brown color, beige
Yeah.
color.
I don't understand matcha. I know that it's a big cultural thing right now. My niece loves it. I got her matcha for her birthday. I don't get it. I don't think it tastes good.
Yeah, you have to really doctor it up, I feel like,
Yeah.
So I don't drink
big matcha.
I don't drink caffeine.
Oh, that's good.
But I will. But I'll drink decaf.
Okay.
And every time, because I don't know enough about it, and so I've asked every one of our coffee guests this, because I'm looking for someone to help me here, because I want to branch out. No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. No, but I always get decaf caramel latte.
Okay.
That's
And
good.
that's
Good choice, yeah.
Sure, I like it.
What does your husband get?
Caramel latte. Talk to me about what do you drink?
I don't know.
He can only drink cold.
Give me something else.
Yeah, what's something else you
that
could
I
do?
should do, and I like just about all flavors.
Yeah. I would do like a nice iced tea personally, or hot tea, herbal tea. You could always steam milk,
Chai.
add that to it. Chai does have a little bit of
caffeine,
but not enough.
Grace is trying to kill me.
I am. So tell us about Coffee Quest.
Yes.
You're here at the behest of Destination Toledo, who have been joining with us to invite a number of different coffee places, coffee houses, to talk about Coffee Quest, which is still ongoing.
Correct.
I believe through August.
Till June.
Till June.
Yeah, June 14th.
So tell us about it, and tell us what you're seeing in the shop. Are people coming in to do the quest?
Yes, it's amazing. We've been part of Coffee Quest for about 3 years now, and every year we get so many people that come in who have never been, and they lived in Toledo for a long period of time. So you get a lot of people coming to complete it, and they kind of tally up their score on Coffee Quest. But a lot of people are just really coming to enjoy the space. And sorry, I got lost in this.
You get so emotional over Coffee Quest. Well, when you think about people who have lived here for a long time, I mean, the Earth is only 5,000 years old. Your words.
Right.
I do to pivot. There are a lot of unique drinks that I think that seem to float in and out.
Totally.
Who is and how do those things come to life? from a primordial soup or stool? Ideally not.
Yeah.
But tell me, like, who creates these, and what are we going to be seeing for the rest of the summer?
So truthfully, I cultivate a lot of the menus personally for Earth, like the seasonals. I try to always do.
Self-congratulatory.
I was going to call you Gretchen.
Yeah.
No. I mean, it's a collaborative experience with me and the other baristas as well. But
if you had to make a drink for each of our personalities, what, or not even, you don't have to make it out of thin air. What drinks represent us, do you think?
Oh my gosh.
And why is Gretchen the dumbest?
Stale coffee.
I mean, I know what you drink typically is like dark cold brew, you know, which
just like
that
cold,
kind of
cold
makes
heart.
sense.
That's right. Or the other
I feel like it's very fitting because you know you're very, you're strong, you're to the point, you know. It's
That's good.
Yeah, I love you, Corey.
Yeah.
I love you too. Gretchen.
Yeah.
I feel like you would be like a dirty chai, and that I mean that in the nicest way because it's like sweet but also a little strong.
Little bad.
And
You got it.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, none of that's accurate, but I know that. I just love hearing
It's what I wish. True.
caffeine.
I don't care about the accuracy of any of this at all.
Yeah.
I love that it's happening.
What's a drink that represents being asleep at 8 p.m. every day?
It's called the snoozer.
Vodka on the vodka.
What about chamomile tea?
Just the dumbest, boringest. Yeah.
All right, now you're stuck with me.
Okay, Kevin.
And I've already told you.
I feel like we don't know each other super
That's
well.
the fun
I know, that's just gonna make this great.
Maybe.
Do it, Corey. You never have to see him again.
I would say like a nice strawberry refresher. It's just
There you
like
go.
something light and you seem really sweet and like.
Yeah, I love it.
Sadly,
That's so kind.
spot on.
Yeah.
Like a little fruity.
Yeah.
I don't understand why.
Light
Well,
and
you know
sweet.
what?
That's nice.
That's not a diss. I promise.
Like the road trip.
Corey, talk to me about you.
Yes.
Where are you from originally?
I'm
And
actually
what's your
born and
deepest,
raised.
darkest secret?
Yeah. How much time do you have? No, I'm born and raised in Toledo, just outside in Sylvania.
Yeah.
I grew up there, worked there, and moved to downtown Toledo about 10 years ago.
Corey,
so,
you are one of the kindest souls I know.
Oh, thank you.
What is the worst job you ever had? You don't have to name the place specifically. What makes you not get warm?
I would say working behind a deli. I did that for a while.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Those
just
cured
people
meats
that
really
are.
get to you.
They really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are mad.
People are just not nice to
Yeah,
deli
and-
workers for some reason.
about
Yeah,
that?
I don't know why. It's
Yeah.
like there's no
People
politeness
are
at all.
nicer to baristas than deli workers.
Oh, 100%.
Is it because
yeah.
you're not getting the thinness of the meat right?
I
mean,
think
what's-
that might
what
be
triggers
it.
them?
I think so. Yeah.
You're talking
They're
about as a barista.
Yes. as a
Yeah,
barista.
oh, what's that?
Yeah.
Oh, as a barista, you mean? What
I'm just
triggers
saying,
me?
like, that it surprised me because people need caffeine, and the orders
Correct.
are wildly complex.
Yeah.
So
That is very interesting.
duality between how people treat bartenders as opposed to servers, I think, are also the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People love
absolutely.
bartenders, and they are
Yes.
just vicious to servers.
That's very true.
And it's an odd cultural, I think,
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah, it is.
All right, let's do the quiz.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
sorry.
Oh, we're doing it. All
Yeah,
right,
we're
here we
doing
go.
it.
All right, it's now time for
Gretchen's Wacky Quiz.
I'm going to ask you 4 rapid-fire questions.
Okay.
Gretchen's going to ask you to describe Toledo in 1 word. You and Matt will list the 9 best things in Toledo. Here we go. What's the worst thing you've ever eaten from a restaurant?
Yikes.
I would have to first think of a salad with a bee in it, actually. So.
Done.
Yeah.
All right.
If you had to paint something right now, what would you paint?
A flower. I love flowers.
If you could be guaranteed one thing in life besides money,
Ooh.
what would you want it to be?
More money.
Stability.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
And then describe the sun in 1 word.
Ooh. Radiant.
Nice.
He's a poet on top of everything else.
That's good.
All right, Corey, what's the 1 word you would use to describe the city of Toledo?
I don't want to steal from Toll House, but I'm thinking vibrant, honestly. Yeah.
Got it.
That's right, you can steal from Toll House.
Yeah. I'm part of it.
That's right. All right,
All right,
9
rapid fire.
things, buddy. What are your favorite
Oh,
things?
man.
Got to go fast.
Okay. Wildwood.
Yes, thank
the
God.
Art Museum.
Yep.
Middle Grounds.
Yes, thank you. What's your favorite place to eat?
Ooh. What's the name? Souk.
What's your second favorite place to eat?
Deseo.
Man. All right.
Deseo
Well, you're almost home. You've got 3 or 4 left.
Oh.
Do you have any pets?
No, I don't.
Good for you.
I mean, I love dogs.
I'll give you 2.
yeah.
Oh, don't say that.
There's a lot of dog-friendly parks.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you 2. You've got 2 left.
The community.
Yeah, I love
And also just, I think, I don't know the last one.
Yeah, we'll hold it up.
Oh, yeah, we'll get that.
Keep the 9 blank.
I think it's Earth.
Yeah.
It's all
It's
of
always
Earth.
Earth.
It is Earth, yeah.
Awesome. Corey, thank you.
Thank you
Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Give us one more time, location, and where people can find more information on Earth.
So 1447 North Summit Street. It's inside Toll House. It's right by the river there, right across. So
Coffee Quest is happening right now. You can check out the entire map. Destination Toledo.
Well said,
Friends
Kevin.
at Destination Toledo want you to get out and be a tourist in your own town and explore all the coffee shops across Northwest Ohio. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up this Tuesday edition of the 419.
You laughed with us. You learned with us.
Hi, neighbor.
We made sure your childhood was special. Memories that could only be provided by PBS. For generations, we've given you programs that made a difference. Programs that entertained, informed, and inspired. And today is no different. This is WGTE Public Media in Toledo. It's where you belong.
Welcome back into the 419. I feel like when we get to 0 on the countdown,
Matt says something dumb.
every time.
Every time.
It's not always dumb.
And then
but
Rich,
it's
our
always,
producer, tries
People
to say that it's
describe
me.
People describe inspiration differently.
Yes.
Yeah.
They do.
You say perspiration?
Some don't use that word at all.
Yeah, when directed at me.
This is a great show.
Lord.
I admittedly, I didn't know what to expect from a conversation with Wes and I Inc. Right? I mean, obviously it's a great organization, and it's work that needs to be done, but you don't know. You can't. I can't.
Yeah, you don't know. That's a good way to lead.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
But like it could have been a sad segment, right?
Yes.
And these are two
Just delightful. And it's just
like-
another example of someone, I think Matt even said in the interview, they don't have to do that. They don't have to start that organization. They don't have to bring people together in community and do that. And they decided that they wanted to.
in service of others. I also think
so. Our radio listeners don't see that Matt is just
Moving the mics.
moving the microphones unnecessarily. You are a child.
Yeah.
Man-child.
All right. And then the folks at Conexión doing incredible work, of course, Community Foundation, recognizing that and providing support for them. And then Corey at Earth is just, he's so kind.
But I do think that you were, before I rudely
Rude.
moved us away from that, I do think the point that you were making was that the common thread between those folks is the fact that they are really in service of others. And you can always do nothing. And we have a tendency to overthink what delivering the right thing is, what the right gift is, what the right thing to say is. And the reality is just being present.
If you missed any part of the show, you can catch it 7 a.m. on YouTube, 3 p.m. on FM 91, or 6 p.m. on WGTE Connects channel 30.4. It's the 419, powered by WGTE and presented by Witro Wealth Management.
The 419, powered by WGTE, is made possible in part by supporters like you. Thank you.